Hello and good evening. My name is Gregory Pope and I'm the founder of SpinalSurgeryMexico.com. We're here tonight in the city of Querétaro, a 90-minute flight from Houston, Texas. We're picking up a gentleman named Mark from Ohio that is coming down to have a cervical disc replacement with Dr. Mario Simone, our world-famous neurosurgeon. He's MD FACS, which is Fellow of the American College of Surgeons. I thank you very much for watching the video, and I think you'll enjoy it very much. Dr. Simone, this is Mark. Dr. Simone.
Yes.
Let's get him registered here.
What we did there at surgery was cervical prosthesis at C4, C5, and C5, C6. Between C6 and C7, we put a cage and a bone graft. At the time of surgery, it was very difficult because of the anatomy of the patient. Mark has a very short neck, which gave us a lot of trouble technically. And we had to decide, instead of doing a vertical incision, which can make a bigger scar and a less cosmetic result, we have to do 2 incisions, but transverse. So every incision would be hid by the normal folds of the neck. And that way we could approach the C6, C7 space, which we cannot see with X-rays during surgery. And we use the microscope in order to decompress that segment and to put the cage, taking measures the old way. But finally we could do it, and we had new X-rays, control X-rays from his surgery, and the prosthesis looks great, the 3 levels, and Mark is feeling very well. Hello, I am here in San Miguel de Allende making a house call for Mark Siegel, who was operated from cervical spine last week on August the 6th. Today is his 7th post-operative day, and he's doing well.
But now, that's why I asked for this. I said to Greg, we need the X-rays. I want to be sure before you go back home. I want to see that everything is okay and everything is in place. It's perfect.
Good.
Okay.
Now, is that about the actual size of those things?
Yeah, something like that.
That thing's not.
Yeah, they are 15 by 13 by 5 millimeter. 5 millimeter is the height, and 15 is the width. 15 millimeters and 14, I don't remember. It's the depth.
But this
So
is
can
not
you
mag. This is one.
This magnified a little bit.
A little bit. Okay.
Yeah. I think you're ready to fly back home.
Okay.
We're glad again that we have great results with another patient, and we're looking forward to see more patients from Canada and the States here in Mexico.
Hello, my name is Claudio. I'm the physical therapist for Spinal Surgery Mexico. I am a physical therapist and I have 2 master's degrees, so I specialized in orthopedic manual therapy. And working with Mark has been a very interesting case, considering that from the other patients that we had before in Casa Marino, he is the one that has the most cervical damage. I've been visiting Mark twice a day ever since he came to Casa Marino, having 1 session in the morning and 1 session in the afternoon, maybe an average of 1.5 hour session, working on 2 goals mainly, which is taking away the pain and taking away the inflammatory process. So in order to complete this first stage of the recovery phase. And it's very interesting to see that 7 days post-op, he's been having a great progress. So he's gonna continue at least for a couple months the physical therapy once he goes back home. Okay, so we're currently working on Mark with this. It's called pressure therapy. So the pressure therapy works on the lymphatic system as well as on the circulatory system. So the difference between the 2 of those is that the lymphatic system takes away the bigger molecules that the circulatory system cannot carry. So this accelerates the process of taking away the swelling process, basically. So we're working on that because as Mark had a nerve damage, nerve irritation, So working on this helps us take away the tension as well as the inflammatory process on the whole arm. And the pressure therapy, it's always analgesic, as it's working on the lymphatic system with a lymphatic drainage. And also, it's gonna take away the tension of the soft tissues, which are muscles, ligaments, tendons, and the fascia. So that's why we're working on both sides on Mark's case. And right now, while we're using the pressure therapy, I'm working a myofascial technique to relax the muscles all around the cervical area. And here right now I'm mobilizing C1 and C2, which are the first two vertebrae, in order to make an analgesic stimuli without getting into the surgical area in order to take away the pain. So now we're working also on Mark's left arm because he had a radial nerve irritation, which comes from the back part of the shoulder blade, goes to the arm, and then to the forearm and to the fingers. So in order to take away that pain, we're working on all the soft tissues that are around the nerve.
Good afternoon. My name is Gregory Pope, founder of SpinalSurgeryMexico.com. Today is August the 13th. Mark is flying home tomorrow on the 14th. He arrived on August the 5th, surgery on August the 6th, and has been here at Casa Marino for 6 nights in his recovery. Mark had 2 cervical disc replacements and a cage done. And the first time Mark got a hold of me I was looking at the emails to check to make sure of the date, was July the 24th. And from that time we were able to get all the studies together, send them to Dr. Simone, let him make a diagnosis and a quote. I requested that Mark send me his MRI, a set of Pacific x-rays, which was difficult for him to get at home, and a questionnaire. And with these 3 things Dr. Simone can put together, the symptoms are matching what the MRI and the x-rays and the questionnaire all kind of fit together and come together as a puzzle. And so once we got all the studies together and everything, then I asked Dr. Simone to please give Mark a phone call, and they had a phone consult. Mark was satisfied with what Dr. Simone had to say, and we started working out the logistics so that he could come down as soon as possible, because Mark had lost all the feeling in his left arm. But at this time, I would like to introduce Mark to you and let Mark tell you his story from his own perspective and how he felt about coming to Mexico and having a surgery with Dr. Mario Simone, MD, FACS, Fellow of the American College of Surgeons. Mark, would you tell us your experience?
Yes, I will. I'm from Versailles, Ohio, probably about 2,000 miles from here, and I got around July the 4th, 5th, 6th, my arm went numb, and I could not squeeze a tube of toothpaste. I had no more grip in my hand than that. My arm just hung there. I could barely put it in my pants pocket. I had severe pain. I went and seen a local doctor about it, and he ordered an MRI and some things, and that didn't all come together. And I went to a therapist, a sports therapist that I drive by his office every day, and I just stopped in one day. There wasn't any cars in the parking lot, and he examined me, and he said, do not let him make a 3-month deal out of getting this repaired. He said, you have severe pinched nerve, and he said it needs fixing. It needs fixed as fast as you can get it done. So I went back to the surgical people, and I told them I needed a price because my insurance was a self-pay type thing, and they couldn't come up with that, and they had a 7-week waiting list. And I told the lady, I said, I would like to be on my way to being recovered in 7 weeks, not being cut on yet, with the amount of pain that I was in. So I went on the internet and I sent 2 or 3 people out an email, 2 or 3 different companies that do this, and Greg answered me, and we got together on the deal, and he sent me, had me send the MRI results and that. And I thought originally the sports therapist told me that I had 1 disc out, and after we got the MRIs we had 3 discs out, and they were bad. And the one really pinched my spine hard. That's why I have the numbness and temporary paralysis or whatever in my left arm. So I come down here, met these guys, great people. Greg will be an email buddy of mine for years to come. The doctor was great. They met me at the airport, put me in a real nice Holiday Inn the first night I was here, and next day went down and met the doctor. And so went into surgery and come out. I guess it was about a 5-hour operation. He did a wonderful job. The hospital was world class. I never been in a hospital any nicer, any cleaner, any more well equipped. Yeah, they put me in a suite and big screen TV, the whole deal. Yeah, it was a wonderful hospital. The people treated me great. Had a rough 3 or 4 days right after the surgery, but I'm 7 days. Here I'm a week out. They did it. This is a Tuesday, and they did it on a Tuesday a week ago, and I'm feeling great. Yesterday, me and Greg went out and walked around the village here and went to some jewelry stores and picked up a couple of items for my fiance, and we had a little coffee in a coffee shop. I feel really well though. I feel good. I'm ready to go home. Yeah, I received more than he offered me. I mean, more than I was promised. He put me up in this suite that's next to his house, his own home, and got a cook comes in the morning, makes me breakfast, makes me dinner, does my wash, makes my bed. Wonderful people. The retreat he has is called Casa Marino, and it's more like a house than it is a cottage or something small. I mean, it's a beautiful place, really nice beds, beautiful linens, big screen TVs, Netflix. I mean, you couldn't have any more fun. And the village is great. We took a little walk 2 or 3 days, and Mexico is getting a bad rap from the media in the United States every day. Once you get down here, this is just a beautiful, beautiful place. I'd like to come back and vacation someday.
We'd love to have you.
I'll be back.
Well, I'd like to thank you very much for sharing your experience with the people today. And I'm glad you chose Spinal Surgery Mexico to have your surgery.
Yeah. The cost of this thing, I paid out of my pocket. I had no insurance companies not going to pay you down here. And when I went and asked them when I thought I had one level, I hadn't got an MRI yet. I said, if I bring a check in here for $50,000, can you fix one level of my neck? And the lady said, no, it will be more than that. And then when I found out I had 3 levels, I immediately knew that the price was beyond. I'd have to sell everything I owned to pay the bill, at home. So it was less than 1/3 the cost. I know they would have wanted at least $150,000 at home in the U.S.
And that was with a fusion.
Yeah, it was fusion. I got artificial discs from Germany that are not approved yet in the U.S., but they've been putting them in for 14 years. He's had no trouble with them, and they'll be treated a lot gentler in the next 14 years than the last 60 years of my life. I was a little hard on myself, so I'm not too concerned. Then the trouble with the fusion is it overloads the next disc. So if he would fuse 3 of these, the disc above it in about 2 to 5 years would be out, and they would have to go in and deal with it. And then pretty soon it's just a stacking thing. And in my range of motion, I can turn my head farther now than I could when I got here. When I got here, I was pretty well looking straight forward. I couldn't turn my head as far as I can now when I got here, and it just sounded like a handful of stones grinding on each other in my neck. I mean, it was that bad.
That was the bone spurs.
Bone spurs, yeah. But as far as these people, you'll be treated like family when you get here. You'll love them, and that's all I got to say. And I expect to be in touch with Greg as a friend, the rest of my life.
Well, thank you very much, Mark. It's very touching, actually, and we appreciate it. And I hope to see you more on a friendly basis instead of a surgical basis. Yeah. So please come back and see us and bring your fiance, and we'll have a real good time here in the city of San Miguel de Allende, Mexico. Thank you.